talking to you today about the 5 must-have confidences in this real estate market. Haley, what are we going over? What does one derive confidence from, first and foremost?
Well, I mean, in this ever-changing market, you have to have confidence in your skills, your ability, and where that comes from is having those small kept promises to yourself. Like, whether it's saying, I'm going to the gym at 7 a.m. and you hit the snooze and you skip it and then you don't go start your day how you did, you instantly have that little self moment of like, shit, I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Yeah. But you go 7 a.m., you wake up, you go to the gym, you have confidence in yourself. You feel better after that gym, even if it's like making the bed or saying you were going to do the dishes. When it comes to like little things like that, so keeping those small kept promises to yourself is what delivers that confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think of confidence in general coming from repetition, coming from like the batting cages or the guitar lessons or doing the same thing over and over again, because failure, we've talked about a lot, is part of success. Mm-hmm. It's actually prerequisite to success. So getting in there and doing as many iterations, as many repetitions to failure leads you to success. So one of the first 5 must-have confidences is marketing confidence. So the ability to market ourselves, to market our services, whether we're selling boats or selling title or selling houses, how does one portray and achieve marketing confidence?
Well, I think it comes in like a couple things. Is one, having a system around marketing. Like a lot of us, we didn't go to school for marketing. We're not marketing experts. So you have to have your confidence schedule of like scheduling posts out, scheduling your cadence through the week, engaging on those kinds of posts, and then knowing like, okay, if we sold or we have an open house or if we close an amazing transaction with a client, what are we doing to market ourselves after? We have a system, an standard operating procedure where we know exactly what we're doing next, whether we're calling the NDC, sending the email, sending a text. So for agents, it's like, what's your confidence and what's your marketing look like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to do also with identifying the audience and then what is going to be of value to that audience and then communicating in your marketing how you're going to deliver that value and deliver those goods to the audience, right? I have a solution, but it does me no good unless I communicate that solution to the people who need it, right? And they raise their hand.
Well, and I think it goes like any business, when you're trying to build a business, it all comes from marketing, right? You all like, congratulations when you get into real estate, you're also now a marketing expert. Like you have to learn how to market yourself. And so I think it's, there's a lot of things that come into it, running ads, social media, your personal branding. What's your personal branding? That's huge for marketing because you have to determine your personal brand. So you have to have confidence in kind of all of those things to making sure your message goes to the right people at the right time to get the deals.
Exactly. What are your value propositions? How do you help the prospect? For us, we help agents save time, save money, save frustration by getting the right message to the right audience, and then help them to develop strategies on how to communicate that. What conduits do I use? Do I use social? Do I use the phone? Do I text? Do I do voicemail drops? Do I do door knocking? What do we do? And what we're seeing working gives us confidence because we get feedback from our agents giving us more confidence to talk more about what's working so that it'll work in the future prospect agent's business as well.
Yeah. So first and foremost, with this kind of changing market, having that confidence in your marketing. I love how market is used so many times.
I know,
market, all these things. But number 2, I think, would be having confidence in your appointment setting skills. Like right now, you have to have confidence in knowing how to close on the conversation and not the question of like, so what do you think? Or like, what do you think on this next step? No, like you have to ask for the business these days. You have to be clear and decisive and know exactly what you're asking for and having those skills.
Yeah, based on what I'm hearing, I think this is what you'd like to achieve. Are you ready to move forward?
Ooh,
like
close.
Smooth close, right? Mm-hmm. But and the ability the confidence to set appointments is, instead of lead generating or prospecting, is just set up some time to do appointment setting time. Mm-hmm. And having the confidence comes from straight up thousands of phone calls and more repetitions, whether it's follow-up calls that somebody came through an open house or people that we engaged with at a happy hour or a lunch and learn. And making those calls. We made some of those calls today.
Yeah.
And just calling and saying, hey, we met at the Tom Ferry event. We'd love to sit with you and show you how we're helping agents execute on these strategies he laid out is Tuesday or Thursday afternoon better for you?
Right.
Just closing.
Well, and I think knowing your scripts gives you confidence. Like you said, repetition, because the more appointment setting time that you set aside to master your craft at that, the better you get at objection handling, the better you get in person, the better you get at networking events and knowing how to close on getting that next meeting of having that conversation. There's a lot of NLP that goes into setting appointments. You really have to identify your prospect's pain point. Like, why are they considering that? For us, why would an agent, after 20 years of using their same title person, want to switch? How do we break that kind of relationship? Well, after 20 years, they might be really comfortable in what they've been doing with you in their business, and they might not have an opportunity to take their head up, look around, and see what else has been working out there for other agents. So you have to have the confidence of knowing the scripts, knowing the objections, and how to handle that. And YouTube University is amazing for like scripts, for objection handling. I mean, they have some of the best salespeople on there just cold calling, and they go over all the objections and the scripts, and it's live.
Oh man, it's a really good resource. And I would say confidence in knowing that you have time to do it, meaning time block in your calendar, little patches of time that are just set aside for lead generation and appointment setting time, where that's all you're doing. You're not scrolling, you're not checking email, you're just on the phone trying to get appointments with prospective buyers, sellers, agents, investors, developers, etc. That gives you a lot of confidence. Knowing that it exists in your calendar, you're going to have to do it. So you might as well get good at it.
Yeah, and I think coming on the phone, you have to kind of have confidence, right? If you're coming on the phone and you're speaking to people, you have to be the one to insert that energy. I mean, yesterday I was making calls and somebody was like, "You're one of the bubbliest title people I've ever met or have ever talked to." And I was like, well, I should be, because I'm excited to talk to you and I want to earn your business. So like, how are we going to do this? So
if you don't put in the energy, who's gonna?
Exactly. And that comes from just having the confidence. Because Ryan saw me as a brand new salesperson on the phone. I was like, "Oh, you don't want to use this for title? Okay, bye."
Okay, bye.
And Ryan's like, "You can still push back. Like, there's more conversation to be had." And that came from, I would say, thousands of calls now at this point. Thousands and thousands of calls.
Upon thousands.
So that's where that confidence comes in. And so what would be number 3 in this market?
Number 3 of the must-have confidences is confidence to sell it. So for me, I hear deliver the goods, right? If you're an agent, can I sell this house? Do I have prospective buyers in my pipeline already? Does my loan officer have potentially some borrowers that are in this price point? Can I get this job done and deliver the goods? One of the reasons I think we're so effective is because we know in our heart of hearts, in our bones, in the middle of the night, that you wake us up and we know that what we do for agents, if they do it, is going to get them deals, is going to lead to more transactions, is going to lead to more revenue coming through because of our efforts together, the synergy. That's why we're so adamant about it. Because beyond the shadow of a doubt, we've seen it hundreds of times now, where if they implement such and such, strategies around an open house to their sphere of influence, going after attorneys, whatever it might be, they're going to find success. And so when I'm an agent, do I think, okay, do I have the ability, the chops to put this thing on the market, get the visibility it needs to get the price that the customer wants?
Price, terms, condition that the customer wants. And I think that's important, though, what you just said, because a lot of agents, and us too, we fall privy to this and we fall into the trap of like, we just want to give the client whatever they want, right? Yeah. So it's like the agent wants us to pay for this and pay for this. And we're like, we can't do that. RESPA violations. As much as we want to earn their business, there's just certain things we can't do. And so I think for an agent, you have to have the confidence of telling your clients, like, sometimes what their expectations are to the moon. And like, we got to bring them back down to earth sometimes and be like, hey, this is where we're priced at. This is where we need to be to get more eyeballs on this property to maybe hit us at $850 and not $799, right? But you have to come in and be the real estate expert. That's why people are hiring us, is because we are the expert in our field, not for them to tell us how to do the job. No. We have to tell them why they're hiring us. Well,
it's like they want $3 million and the highest comp is 2-3. Like you've got to talk them off the moon, right? Like when we go in, they're like, I want you to pay for my customer party. I want you to pay for my mailers. I want you to pay for my podcast. And it's like, okay, well, let's talk reality. Like, and we just have to educate them, right? And the same thing in the agent situation. You've got to show them the hard numbers. What's actually the market? The market has a current, and there's a current at which you price a home that property moves in the current. If they're way on either shore, they're not even getting looked at or seen. They're not going to move with the current of the market. Yeah. So there's an educational process that takes place, just like us with agents that want to swing for the fences, and I respect it, but there's, you educate them.
Yeah, and I think that comes with the confidence of like knowing like, no, this is the plan. This is our marketing plan. This is how we're doing this. This is how we're going to get exposure on the property. Right. And you being the authority figure. So you have to kind of either give yourself an alter ego when you're going into a listing appointment, or like, I think of somebody that we listened to, the Batman Effect, right? The study that they did with kids. These poor children, they put them in a room with unsolvable puzzles. These puzzles could not be solved. And they had a group of kids that were just dressed as their normal self come in, and they were saying things like, I can't do this. I don't know how. I'm not going to be able, I'm stupid. I can't figure this out. Like little kids saying these, and these puzzles are insolvable. Like you cannot solve them. Smartest people cannot figure this out. And then they have a group of kids that are in like, they're superheroes. So they're like dressed as Batman or Wonder Woman or Spider-Man, Catwoman, all these people. And the kids are saying, well, Batman would figure this out. I'm Batman. I can do this. And so that's how they build up their confidence. So whatever it is, however you have to build your confidence.
You have to take acting lessons.
Yeah.
You gotta do.
Like, you know, like if you have to be Sasha Fierce today because you are like not having the best confidence, but you step into that role, and you got to find the way where you can build that confidence. But like you said, it comes with reps, it comes with conversations, and all of these kind of stack on to each other.
Well, and the confidence to follow up is number 4. And I think the confidence to follow up is look, I'm not going to let you go that easy because I know I can help you. And that's like when we follow up with agents, we have a deep belief that whether it's circle prospecting or something as simple as a text platform or voicemail drops are going to boost more bodies coming through their open houses. And we can show them things that will really work. Like we know it here, right? And so do you, the agent, know that you have the marketing, that you have the wherewithal, you have the team, you have the pipeline in place to where you can follow up and follow up and follow up. And when they give you the time of day, you can really deliver on it. I think that's where follow-up confidence comes from, but also the confidence to take the action, the call, the email, the text, repeat.
Well, I think having a system behind follow-up too gives you confidence behind it. So what does that mean? Like having a system to follow up. Well, are you utilizing a CRM, a client relationship management software, where you can put a contact in that you met at an open house and they get automatic emails and text messages from you, pinging them and then telling you, hey, it's been a week, you need to call this person.
Yeah, so
like
good.
what, and that gives me confidence. I know for our CRM, if I have a day where I'm just like, what do? I can go to the CRM and say, oh, I need to call these people. That's what I need to do today.
Yeah.
And we have a system behind the follow-up. So I think if you're not like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like whimsical? Is that the word I'm looking like haphazard? Like, you know, trying to like, shit, when was the last time I called this person? Did I follow up with this person? That lacks confidence.
That winging it is no bueno.
No, that winging it, I mean, we've all tried to wing it before. Like, we've all tried.
As a low capacity, low threshold.
Yeah, and we know how far that gets us. So, like, I used to tell myself I was the best at winging it in school with presentations. I would be up till like 2 a.m, night before, figuring it out. But as I've gotten older and in my like business life, I've learned, winging it is not sustainable. Yeah. It is not a way to do it. So having your follow-up process, having a system that really helps you, gives you the confidence of knowing, I reached out to this person 4 days ago. This is what was sent. I'm going to follow up on what I sent, maybe provide them another item of value, a new market stat, something else like that we have in the title world that could be a value add to them. So you have to have that cadence of knowing exactly the conversation, when to follow up. Light bulb went off. We have this happen all the time. We put notes because like a good shove off for us, we know when agents are like, oh yeah, call me in 2 weeks. I'm really busy. And we're like, okay. And we put it in our CRM, call in 2 weeks, or they went to vacation to Hawaii. Or I just had a client tell me that they were going to Sinaloa or
Sinaloa?
Sayulita. That place.
Yes.
And so I put it in the CRM, spoke with, going to Sayulita, call back in a week. And so when I go to call them back, I'm going to be like, how was your trip? How did everything go? What was your favorite part? And they're going to be like, holy shit, you remembered that I was going. Like it goes so much further in the relationship.
Absolutely. Have a system, have a strategy. And look, it's not brain science. Go to ChatGPT. What is a great cadence of email, phone, and text follow-up to convert a real estate lead? You're going to love what you see. Yeah.
And then you can even change it to like make it more sound like you. Like Ryan and I, we did one today and he was like, your chat GPT sounds like you. It's talking like you. It says spam me and everything. I was like, yeah, because I talk to my chat a lot. I chat things a lot. But number 5, I think having the confidence. So with all of this going in, it's like, with all the changes, we're seeing things be on the market a little bit longer, like 60 days.
Oh my gosh.
I know,
3
crazy
months.
to see
Whoa.
things sitting on the market that long. But now we have to have that confidence in the education to be able to tell our sellers like why, right?
Yeah, I mean, days on market is a real metric that's creeping up, and with more inventory, the interest rates being stagnant where they're at, people still having and being handcuffed to lower interest rates, and affordability index being kind of a gray area. So stuff is just not flying off the shelves, right? And so you have the education talk and set appropriate expectations and show the map, show the bar graph, show the pie chart, whatever it is that demonstrates that in this zip code, days have 6 months ago, a year ago, we're on the market average time of this. Recent market is closer to 45 days, 60 days, whatever it is. And so they have a clue what you're talking about, and then the numbers back it up, right? And then talk about the confluence of, factors that are coming together to dictate this days on market, the interest rate scenario, the buyer appetite in that given region, as well as the inventory stacking up in that given region, whatever it is. But paint the picture for them so they can say, okay, well, it shouldn't be on one weekend and then I'm in escrow.
Right.
It's going to be a little bit of time. And now that you've set those appropriate expectations, you at least have a shot to have staying power with the seller where they don't start hating you after a week.
Within like a week. Yeah, I was going to say within like 2 weeks of like, my house isn't selling. It's the agent's fault, right?
Right. it's not even the house's fault. It's just the market hasn't had time to really acclimate and see the product and react to it. But then you have a chance to win too, because you painted this picture of 4 to 8 weeks and it goes into escrow after the first weekend, which we're still hearing happening. Then you become a hero all of a sudden, right? So,
well, I think you make a great point with the numbers don't lie, right? It's very hard, whether you're an analytical person, driven person, what's the other one, social, when you have those kind of numbers in front of you, it's pretty hard to argue with that data that's shown. And there's really cool tools. AI is amazing nowadays. And we recently found one, Claude, where you can actually export your MLS data with days on market versus home prices and ask it, kind of form it however you'd like to create you a graph to be able to show them very clear, hey, this is where we're at with your home price. This is what the average day on market is based off all of the other homes that priced in your area at the same price point. So we're probably going to be looking around the same kind of price timeline to sell your home.
Smart. Just tell them.
Super
Be
easy.
transparent about it. People, we're in a culture that really values transparency and authenticity right now. I think if you just let them in on the secret and tell them exactly what you're going up against in the market, they're going to be fine with it. And we're dealing with it too, because we have our agents having longer market times. What can we do to keep this fresh and keep it visible in the marketplace? And so we're developing strategies for that as well. I just think that you develop confidence the more you deal with it as well. So repetition, talk to your mastermind groups, go to Lab Coat Agents, go to San Diego Real Estate Friends, go to the Facebook groups, and
go to us.
Come to us and let's talk it over and say, hey, here's my situation. How would you handle this? And get some group think on it and at least mastermind it, run it off some other veteran realtors that you respect. And develop a strategy on how to deal with longer days on market.
Well, it's kind of funny now. You just kind of had something hit me where it's like, oh, go to veterans, like the people that have been doing this a long time. Because recently, even for our veterans, it was like, what the hell is going on? Things are flying off the shelf. Ever since COVID, it's been such a wonky market where nobody could really put their finger on it and be like, oh, this is what's happening. It's been all over the place. So now with longer market times, our veterans know what that's like. They've gone through that cycle of longer market times.
Like, I remember this.
They know this is like back to kind of a normalized market I don't even know what that would be these days, but those veterans, they know what a 60, 90-day listing contract looks like, the longer time frames of how...
A year listing.
A year, oh my gosh, I couldn't even imagine a year listing.
Wow. It's very common.
But those were very common. So it's like, talk to those people. What did they do? How did they work around? How did they have those conversations when it was 60, 90 days on market? So it just kind of hit me. I was like, it's funny how everything's cyclical. It all comes back around, right?
Exactly.
5 confidences.
Yeah.
In this kind of changing market. First one.
We have the marketing confidence.
Right. We had to look back at the notes for a minute. Wait,
boy.
what is this? This was 5 minutes ago. Marketing confidence, having the confidence to set the appointments.
Yes, put it in your schedule, know what you're doing, and just give yourself reps. 3, confidence to sell it. Deliver the goods. Have a strategy, have a roadmap. It doesn't have to be Einstein's roadmap to quantum physics. It just needs to be a strategy, okay? Confidence to follow up.
So what's your follow-up strategy?
Exactly. And then the final confidence is the confidence with longer days on market, with the changing market, how to describe and educate your customers on what to expect.
Yeah. So these were things that we recently learned in some of our sales coaching that we are in. So if you are struggling with any of this or need ideas or you have listings coming up that you need to know how to market, because we have marketing confidence for how to do that, hit us up, because this is what we love to do. We love to help our agents get more deals on the board with this stuff.
Okay, well, that's your 5 must-have marketing confidences or confidences in general.
Do you have the confidence to say that right? You got it?
Yeah, I delivered that line.
You got
5
it.
must-have confidences. Until next time, we will see you. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Haley. Bye.
Bye.
Now hit the stop. Oh, Lord.
I'm going to hit the record button.
Oh, did we not record that entire thing?
No, it was recorded.
Oh, God, okay.
What do I hit now?